Aloha, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Mai&Tais at Sunset. I'm Tai.
Aloha, I'm Mai. I set the intention that we are going to share a lot of laughs, have a lot of fun, and healing. It has been forever since we did a recording. We might be terrible podcasters, but our lives have been so busy.
Oh, we're definitely really bad podcasters. I don't think I've ever had time to even take a look or anything, but I was just looking back, and I think our last upload was a year ago or less. About
Hopefully
a year.
It was less.
Yeah, it's about a year. Just since then, it's been busy. We both have had a lot of things going on.
Yes.
Some trials and tribulations, but now life is starting to even out a little bit more and not be so crazy. So we decided today, we've reconnected a little bit. We decided today that today was going to be the day we're going to try to record. So it is June 28th up until
2025.
now. 2025, yes. And it's moving into July, which is Mai's birth month, which is
Yay,
awesome.
It's summer.
It's hot everywhere. People are finally getting an idea of what it's like in Texas summer in other places that usually don't get hot. The weather's been really weird. Every place I've been to rains in the afternoon. And I think it's just because the atmosphere is so hot.
I think everywhere can use a little bit of rain, so I don't think it's a bad thing.
Oh, well, it cools everything down, washes my car. You know, I don't wash my car as much as I used to anymore. I don't know if I'm getting lazy. Could be. Or I just give up on trying to keep it clean because, it just literally I wash it and the next day it's going to rain or somebody's cutting their grass or the pollen is deciding to coat us all in yellow dust. And it's not good dust. It's like bad dust. So it's weird. I usually keep my car spick and span. Oh my gosh.
It always looks new.
Mai, I got to tell you. So I got it wrapped, right? I think I told you it's kind of a unicorn prism shift sort of color.
No, you did not. But this is interesting.
Okay. Well, then you're going to have to edit the crap out of this thing. I wrapped my car about a year ago.
Okay.
A little over a year ago. And it's called 3M Satin Psychedelic Flip Wrap. So in the sunlight, it looks like a unicorn, like a prism.
Okay.
Rainbow.
Yeah.
And then in when it's cloudy, it's like a matte gray. So, and the top hood part is a satin black. Well, I decided to be really cool, and there was like a little bit of a chemical burn on the satin wrap. So I used spray paint, like a vinyl spray paint, and it looked good for a while. And then it started getting like more chemical burn. And I think it's just what's in the atmosphere, what's on the roads in Houston.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd be cute and paint it. And then I made a mistake. And so it looked terrible. It looked real bad.
Okay.
Just mixed matched, almost like I slapped a body part on there and it was like not the right color.
Okay.
So my friend Delana, who's sitting nearby, is an emotional...
Say hello.
Delana, you have to say hello, like really loud.
Hi.
Okay, there it is. So she's been my emotional support human, one of many. And I decided to get truck bed, like a liner, so you can roll it on.
Yeah.
And then I painted the entire hood part with that liner, and it actually turned out really nice. Because in my brain, I'm not painting on top of the actual
car.
The car. I'm painting on top of a satin wrap. So if I was to pull the satin wrap off, that whole thing will come off anyway, and it won't damage the paint. So in my mind, I felt like this DIY project would be okay and safe. And so we were working on it, and it looks a lot better. So over time, it has like evened out. It's a little textured, and it's perfect. It's working. And it was a good, like, $50 fix. And it could have been a $1,200 fix if I had redone it all. But yeah, that was my lesson. And speaking of emotional support humans, Delana is my emotional support human for most things in life. Now we're like sisters. And then Amanda is my emotional support human when it comes to going to trade shows and stuff. So my career has taken a turn to full-time sales, killing it. Been really happy with it. We've gone to so many cool trade shows lately. We went to, one of them was IAPA, which is the International Amusement Parks Association, and that was in Orlando. So we got to see like new games, new roller coasters. I met a bunch of like roller coaster manufacturers. There was a guy, his name's Woody. He created like one of those first gemstone rock mining things where they give you like some sand and you have to like swish it around real good. I'm doing the swishy hands. Everybody get that visual. And you pull out like the little stones and stuff, and inside there, you get shark's teeth, you get arrowheads. And so he was telling me he created this business. He used to be a trucker, and he wanted to bring home stuff for his kids, so he went to a market one day, and a guy was doing this. And what he would do is like, oh, there's turquoise in there, I'll make you a ring, like, on the spot. It's $40. So the bag itself was very cheap for him to, like, mine out the rocks. But to get, like, a ring done, it was, like, $40. And he's like, why don't I make this a big operation? So they buy a bunch of dirt from overseas, India, the Middle East, Africa, and they just put in these, like, they're not expensive rocks, right? Like, manufactured arrowheads, shark's teeth. I don't know where they're getting all these shark's teeth from, but they age them. And so there's, like, really cool things. I got, like, big pieces of rose quartz, amethyst, they have different sizes, but my favorite is the mega. I love everything, like, bigger, better, aggressive. And so these bags are 4 or 5 pounds of sand, and I brought some home from that, these 1 pound bags for my nieces, and they also did that stuff. But at IAPA they were giving out free bags of all this stuff. So
oh wow,
if you really want to bring it home, you just have to be prepared to bring home dirt. And I'm surprised that TSA was not like, why do you have big bags of dirt in your bags? And you get like candy, you get swag. I have so many notebooks. I'm a swag queen when it comes to trade shows. Like, if there is something I really want and I see it, I will use every trick in the book of my sales book, sales tips, sales like skills and things to get what I want. So I have like maybe 100 notebooks. Do I write in any of them? No. And when I start one, I never finish because I'm always nervous about my handwriting. The only thing that I have been on track with is my journal. So I bought like an about me journal. So it asks you like every day, like write a little blurb about this, or what do you think about this? And it's great. Like, I think there's a lot of memories that I forget, and then I'm prompted to write something about it. So that's nice, and like a reflection sort of exercise. And I try to keep up with that. But of course, with the travel and everything, I just got back from North Carolina on Thursday, which rolled into Friday. I guess everybody was having bad weather. There were problems with planes and crew. And I was talking to you late at night, and then Delana came and got me at 3 a.m. because I didn't really want to ride in an Uber. I was like kind of nervous about it. So she ended up picking me up at like 3:45 in the morning.
Yeah, I remember I was worried that you were going to get home in the middle of the night and then you were going to call your mother.
Yeah, well,
I think your mom would do it, but I would that's definitely
err on the side of not calling my mom to like a late at night sort of thing. But it was a lot. And I mean, we got stuck on the plane. When we landed in Houston, they were like, oh, the plane is too big for the gate that we're going to. So we have to unload bags first and get a tail prop. And I was like, what do you mean? And the pilot was explaining that the plane, if we don't unload it correctly in the right order, the plane will like tilt backwards.
What airline was this?
United.
Oh, okay.
And I haven't had a problem with United, but
I have never heard this before, but that's interesting. So
yeah, I've never heard it before, too. So they had to get a tail prop. They had to unload 48 bags from the rear. Okay. And then we had nobody to drive the jet bridge over to our plane. So we're just stuck there because they're short-staffed. And I'm like, surprisingly, with, like, how much we need, like, people are looking for jobs. Like, we don't have enough people working in the evenings, early morning hours to get people off planes. So I thought it was just wild to me. Got off the plane, came straight home. I have embraced using a carry-on whenever I can. Which is brand new for me.
You're a lady who does 2 big suitcases. Checked.
I am. I mean, most of the time it's one big bag for 3 or more days.
Yeah.
If it's 2 days to 3 days, I'll push a carry-on. But I mean, I have to carry suits. I've got to carry like extra shoes. My toiletry bag, I still can't figure out how to like reduce the amount of toiletries I have, because I know a lot of hotels and everything, they provide that. But at the same time, what if it ruins your hair? Or it doesn't smell good?
Yeah. I actually stayed at it was a Fairmont in Canada, and I like the smell of the soap and the shampoo.
Oh, the Fairmonts smell good.
My son
said, air freshener smells good.
And I didn't use one of the soaps, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna take it because I like the smell. And he goes, it smells like your deodorant. And I'm like, I use Dove deodorant. I don't know if it smells like that at all. I don't think it does, but he swears it does, and he hates the smell of the soap. So it's personal, I guess, personal choice.
Well, yeah, I mean, we know historically the shampoos and stuff in there are not good for your hair.
they're often cheap unless you're staying at a nicer hotel.
Right.
They usually do have deals with, or, with other companies to, it's like advertising, right, to your guests. And there's a lot of guests a lot of turnover. So if they like the product, they might seek out the company and buy the products, right? Anyway, that's boring.
Yeah. At the Cosmopolitan, they have 5 Wits, which is a brand. And I have bought their products because I love the smell of it.
See, it works.
So in that year that we haven't spoke, I have lost a significant amount of weight. And my hair was falling out for a little while. And that's kind of a natural thing to happen when you're losing a lot of weight. But now my hair is back to normal again. Mm-hmm. But I've been using like every product under the sun while my hair was trying to recover. And I was taking like biotin. I was taking fish oil. I was using all kinds of like thickening shampoo and regrowth shampoo. I even tried Selsun Blue.
Your mom has that hat thing with the red light or something.
I am not using red light therapy. We are not that desperate yet. We're not that desperate. Like, she looks so dumb in it. Every time I saw her like use it, she doesn't use it anymore, okay? So it's a waste of money.
What's absolutely funny is that your mom, I think, mentioned it to my mom, and then my mom had to go buy it. And then it's funny that your mom doesn't use it anymore because I don't see my mother using it either.
I don't think your mom's hair is really as thin as my mom's, but I mean, I was looking at it the other day and the back of her hair looks really thick and awesome. It's just the top. And I think it just has to do with like, unfortunately, age. And I'm like, eventually I will get there, mother. And she's like, you have your dad's hair. He still has his hair and he's almost 80. And I'm like, all right, well, I don't mention it too much because she gets a little jelly boo about having hair. So I'm like, all right, whatever, Charmander.
That's why she has hats. She likes hats.
I don't want to talk about her hats. We went to Disney recently and she wanted to wear some weird Korean foil hat. And I said, absolutely not. You will not wear that. I am not going to push her around in a wheelchair for her to wear some weird foil hat. When we were there. I
remember when we were paddling. And there was a girl, she was like, did you see these masks that cover your whole face, right? It's just a visor, but it covers your whole face. And then Masked Singer started using them, and then now they don't sell them anywhere at all. So it covers your whole face. But, Asians are all about keeping your skin young.
There's a reason why they don't sell those anymore. Because 1, you have no peripheral. Mm-hmm. And 2, I think there was like a higher incidence of Asian old ladies getting hit by cars because they don't see, right? You almost have blinders on. And if a woman wore that in a boat while we were paddling, I would knock that shit off so fast. So I'd be like, you are blocking my view, ma'am. And I don't want to look at your little Asian hat. Granted, if they work for you, great. But I've seen those people with the one that's like green and plastic that you're supposed to wear when you're doing poker and stuff.
Oh,
it's supposed to hide it's supposed to hide your eyes, and like they wear it all the time. They wear it outside, and like it's clear. What the sun still comes through. Why are you wearing that? I don't know.
Let me just hate it. It's fashion. No, it's high fashion.
It's not high fashion. It's literally a safety hazard because you can't see where you're going sideways. Anyway, she wasn't going to wear.
Let's go back to travel. Let's go back to travel.
She's not going to wear that anymore. She's not going to wear the foil hat.
We won't talk about her hats.
All right, back to travel. So trade shows. So we went to CMA this year. No, sorry. Well, we did do CMA, but we went to Cinemacon.
You talked about that one
in Vegas.
Yes.
And that was a lot of fun because this year there were so many surprise A-listers, and we even had a little small like concert by The Weeknd. So we saw Jenna Ortega, Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo. I saw Ben Affleck, Chris Pratt, Chris Hemsworth, Anna de Armas, who played in Ballerina, which is the new John Wick spinoff. And they announced they're doing John Wick 5. We got to see How to Train Your Dragon live action before anybody else, and it was so good. Took some pictures with the props. They brought like the dragons in, and they brought like what their outfits are in the movie, so we could take pictures with it. I mean, we saw so many movies and stars. I mean, there was literally everybody you can think of because they're trying to bring back the movie theater industry. It's not doing well, even with Lilo and Stitch live action doing well. Mission Impossible. Oh, Tom Cruise was there. Even with Mission Impossible and everything like that, all these great movies, the theater industry is dying. And the reason for that is they said that streaming has really put a big dent in revenue. And so the movie execs all decided that none of these movies are going to come out on streaming services until at least 3 to 6 months after the release. So what that will do is make them sit in the theaters longer. And I think a lot of people went back to the theaters. I know I went to Lilo and Stitch 3 times, And those were full. And I will tell you, Lilo and Stitch was done well. I think the second time it was more impactful than the first time because I was expecting the original and then I got something a little bit different. Now, Stitch is cute. Have you seen the movie yet?
I've seen the trailer. I've not seen the movie yet.
Okay, well, I just want to tell everybody out in the universe, Ohana in Hawaiian can be, in Hawaiian culture, it's like anybody and everybody. It's a community thing. Everybody can be family. You know, like we talk about Hanai family, right? Like, which means just like, it's like your secondary family, right? So in the movie, it got a lot of hate on it because I think a lot of people don't know that Ohana does mean anybody, all kinds of people who fall into this umbrella of what a family unit looks like. You know, you build your own community. Yeah, and
that's kind of sad that people don't know that. You can extend your family. They don't have to be related to you, but you care so much about these individuals. And that really is the spirit of Ohana, is, you know, you just care so much about certain people that you treat them and feel like they are your family.
Exactly. And so I cried in the movie. I don't think there was an adult who did not cry in this movie. I even had like grown ass men on TikTok crying over this movie. And they even did a nod to hula and how it means something when you're doing your hand gestures and other things, right? Your movements. And I swear one part just broke me. Broken. And I'm going to like do a little spoiler. It's the gesture of until we meet again. So it's like bringing your hand and like coming in close like this to your heart.
Yeah. So your hands together towards your heart.
Toward your heart. Yes. Stitch does it in one part of the movie. I just lost it. I was just like a boo-hoo girl. Like, why you do that? And he just...
Because it's Disney. That's what they do. They take you on this roller coaster of emotions. You know, that's why they always start with, you know, those big surprise. Death of the
family.
Bambi.
Oh, Bambi ruined me.
Oh my God. All of those movies. It's because they said that they have to separate the child from the adult so that the child can have the adventure and then children watch it, right? And then children are inspired to like, they can be survivors. They can go and be whatever. But it's still sad. I still cry.
It's terrible. Like, it's like in Wicked, when I watched Wicked, the first one. Oh, I was crying during the dance scene. I was like, oh, I was bullied when I was little too, and this is so good. Just all the elements of movies are magical, and I think a lot of people will be pleasantly surprised with all the releases that are coming out.
That's the magic of good storytelling.
Well, we've been lacking that. I think with the writer's strike and every COVID, there hasn't been a lot of good storytelling. Now, I know Snow White bombed at the box office, and then Elio, that just came out from Pixar, bombed as well. And I think people are just, well, they're tired of live actions, one.
Yeah.
And Elio did not have like the solid basis of a good storytelling because it was, again, like a kid who's just weird and wants to go to another world to be cool. And I'm like, why can't you be cool on your own world, you know? So I think Disney's going back to the drawing board. So one, Lilo and Stitch 2 has just been greenlit, so they're starting that production. And then Disney announced a few days ago that they're opening a 5th park. So it won't be just Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Epcot, and Hollywood Studios. There will be another one because they have to compete with Epic Universe. We were there recently, and I mean, we got to see sort of the Epic Universe expansion from afar. I will only go back there if I have VIP because I'm not waiting in line ever. And then 2, I wanted to die down a little bit. They also said there's not a lot of shade, so it's very hard to go in the summer. So I definitely don't want to do that. I have always been a big no-no for going to Disney in the summer, but we had to do it for the kids. And one, the park wasn't crowded. So I know international travel is down and it's expensive. And so when we went, it wasn't really that busy. Wait times were like 40 minutes or less, which is doable. But we had Lightning Lane and all that. So we were able to do a lot. Surprisingly, because usually summer is like slammed to the brim. Now, they said July 4th is the worst day you can go to Disney, and I believe it. Back to more travel. I can tell you.
It's just constant. That's actually what happened to us, is that I started traveling a whole lot, and then you were so gracious because I said I was leaving and I was worried about my house and all kinds of things, and I just randomly said, you wouldn't happen to want to watch my house for me? And you were like, what dates? And I said, you can't be serious. And you're going to fly all the way to Hawaii just to watch my house?
Absolutely.
And it was 10 days. It was 10 days. I was going to be gone on the mainland all the way to the East Coast to Massachusetts. And then I was coming back. We didn't want to fly all the way back. So we flew from Hawaii to Boston, 10 hours, 11 hours, something like that. And after that, we were like, we knew we didn't want to fly back straight 10 hours on a plane. That was rough. So we flew to Las Vegas, stayed in Vegas for a few days, and then flew back to Hawaii. So we broke up the flight because I was flying with my parents, and I just couldn't put my parents through that many hours. Again, we did luckily fly up in first class. My mom had a lot of miles. Ooh. So at least they were all able to lay down flat, especially my dad. He has back problems. So, and I was just recovering from a car accident. So I also really appreciated lie flat seating. And I will say Hawaiian Airlines direct to Boston, lie flat seating was nice. It was really nice. Okay. And then you said, yeah, you'd be here. And you did. You came to Hawaii.
I came to Hawaii.
My house.
I loved it.
I said, here's my car. Here's the keys. Eat everything in the fridge. Help yourself.
I mean, I gotta say, for the length of time and the somewhat instruction I received, I only killed one plant out of the whole thing.
That's okay. And then I was tell Delana, thank you for teaching you how to
clean the pool.
Yes.
Delana, she thanks you for teaching me how to clean the pool.
I just needed at least one good sweep before
it did
in the 10 days.
Listen, it got a good sweep a few times, and I kept trying to bring the dirt to and it was freezing in your pool. Like, it wasn't even warm. I'm like, what?
What month was this? It was like November. No, September. It was September.
Yeah, it's cold.
In Hawaii?
The pool was cold. There was no sun. It's too shaded.
Yeah, it's got a shade back there. But right now, the temperature is really nice, which is where I was headed just before we got on this call. I was just so surprised that you said, let's record. And I'm like, yes, I will make it happen somehow. Through my third headset, we can finally hear each other.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on with your AirPods, but I was mad at them because they were loud and obnoxious. So I had Hawaii then, but since then, I mean, I've had CMAA, which is the Club Management Association of America. That was in Tampa, so I got to see Amy and have the best tacos in my entire life. I've been all over the country selling my consulting firm in business. And, Cinemacon was there. IAPA was in there. I don't even know. There was another video game thing we went to. I've been to North Carolina, Seattle, Vegas many times, just all over the place. And we did wish for ourselves lots of travel after COVID.
We did. And there was another time that we were going to get together, but then I was flying to Canada. Yeah. Actually went to Seattle. I went to Seattle for a concert. We went to go see Charlie XCX, Troye Sivan, and Shy Girl in Seattle. Climate Pledge Arena is awesome. The whole setup is amazing. So I really enjoyed. It's a new arena anyway, but it was nice. And Seattle has amazing transportation. Now we actually built in Hawaii. Our SkyTrain is the same system that they built in Seattle and Vancouver. They have all the same kind of lifted trains.
Are you talking about the train that goes in the middle of the freeway? Yeah.
I think it was Vancouver's one. It's the exact same design. Like, I can see the way they built the pillars and the supports and then the overhead track for it. It's all exactly the same. But it works so much better when I got to Vancouver. Oh, and I took the train. I took the Amtrak, the Cascades from Seattle to Vancouver. That was a really nice way to go. I mean, I was tired of flying and I haven't really been on a train in a long time. So I was like, let's go see the Puget Sound, which is the view.
What was the train like?
I think it was 4 hours. It felt like it went really fast because you can just get up and walk everywhere. The seats were really comfy. It wasn't a lot more for first class versus coach. And the deal with first class is that you get to get off the train first and run your butt all the way to customs first before the rest of the train. So I was like, that's worth it. I will pay the extra. I think it was like $20 difference or $30 difference. It wasn't even a lot. So I was like, yeah, that's worth it.
So what are your tips for riding on the Amtrak? Is it like an overnight or was it a day trip?
4 hours. It was only 4 hours, but we had to get there. I think our train, it was like the early morning train. I want to say we were there at like 6 a.m. That was kind of sucky, but we just had to get there, plop into our seats. And I will say, if you can, splurge for first class because You get boarded first. You don't get queued up in a really long, crazy line for everybody else who's going coach. But I mean, if you're not in a rush to like get your seats, and it wasn't even a full train anyway, so it wasn't even a problem. But there are people who are still on the train because they're coming. That train goes all the way. I think it comes all the way up
from like the Pacific Coast Highway.
Like slow, like it might be coming up from San Luis Obispo. I don't know if it goes all the way down to like L.A. The Surfliner. I think it's called the Surfliner when it's on that side. But anyway. Fun things. The train
What's the food like?
Oh, okay. So Seattle, you know that market? What's the market called that you keep sending me pictures of?
Pike's Place Market.
Pike's Place Market. They sell Ivar's clam chowder there. Famous, right? They serve that on the train.
What did they serve?
The Ivar's clam chowder. Ivar's brand, the famous.
Oh, I've only been to the clam chowder? What's it called? The clam chowder.
There's two, I think, in Pike's Market that are famous, but Ivar's is the one I think is a little bit more famous. And it was so good.
Ivar's Acres of Clams. Oh, I've been there. And then Pike Place Chowder. And then
I think you went to both.
Yeah, I think I've been to both, and I just, I regret it later when that cream hits. You know what I mean? Hot girl stomach problems are a real thing, I gotta say. They're rough.
That just kind of stopped the conversation. No, I'm kidding. No, it was really good. And then we went on to Vancouver, and then I spent a few days in Vancouver. It's so beautiful there. Everything is just, I love the transportation system. I have to say, their transportation system is outstanding. Didn't need a rental car at all. And it was so easy to just walk everywhere. I actually, we were hitting 10 miles a day easily, just walking all over Vancouver.
Wow. That's a lot of walking.
Yeah, I highly suggest staying in downtown. That was just so convenient to like everything.
Are we talking about Vancouver, BC?
Yep, Vancouver, British Columbia. Anyway, it was lovely. And then because I didn't have a rental car cost for that trip, for the entire trip, I paid for us to stay at the Fairmont in the airport in Vancouver at YVR airport. And that was so nice. It's weird to stay at the airport overnight, sleep at the airport.
Yeah, that would be weird.
But when it's at the Fairmont, it's actually, and our gate was downstairs from our hotel. And that was so nice because we just got up and went down. But you don't sleep well. It's always before flight. I never sleep well. And even though we had all the convenience and everything, and it was right there, and the bed was so comfy, everything was really nice. It was worth the splurge for the Fairmont at the airport.
Oh, yeah. I think Fairmont hotels are like super, super nice. And we were talking about the, the soaps and stuff?
Yeah. I thought all the products were nice. I really liked them.
Yeah, no, I like the smell of them.
Yeah. And then now you are going on a trip. I know you just came back from one, but you're going to Vegas in a few days, and I'll be in Vegas like in 2 weeks. So we just keep missing each other on the mainland. Yeah,
we keep missing each other in Vegas. Vegas is an interesting place. It's been really hot every time I go there now. It's like 107, 108.
Yeah.
I don't understand how they live there. It's too hot.
You have to have air conditioning. You tell me all the time.
Well,
in Texas, you have to have air conditioning.
Yeah, you have to, but my goodness, like I'm out there and I'm like barely in the sun for a minute and I'm like melting. Melted.
That's why I think so much of Las Vegas has connections in the casinos itself and walkways, and you could just keep going. The last time I was there, it was winter. I actually went in February, and then I went again in
I do like April. Going during the winter time. I like it much better. You don't hear as many people dying out near the Grand Canyon during this winter time. It's always the summer. Yeah. It's so hot, but
yeah, I can't believe I'm going in July. This is the second time in my life I'm actually going there in July. But my son wants to go see Lady Gaga, and so he's a big fan. So I'm like, okay, let's go. And so we're gonna go see Lady Gaga. He's my concert travel buddy. And then I'm gonna be flying off in August to Canada.
To Canada again?
To Canada again. I'm gonna go see Creed.
Oh, you're gonna see Creed? Wow.
Yep.
Wow. I know. Wow.
Like, I was just asked, and I'm like, yeah, I'll go see Creed.
Out of all the things, you want to see Creed?
It's fine. I actually also in February, we flew to Vegas just to go to see Firehouse. These are older bands now. They've been out for a while, but the Firehouse was really cheap. So we went, and it was a really nice venue. Everybody was so much older. I mean, when I say the audience, they came in walkers. A lot of them were canes. I was like, wow, still rocking hard. Gonna see
rocking
your favorites.
With canes. Oh my God.
Yeah. It was funny. I actually had such a great time. people were just like no cares at that age, and they're just dancing everywhere.
I mean, I love that.
Yeah, it was a good time. It wasn't my concert, but it was like free trip to Vegas. Okay, I'll go. I like a show. I like a good show.
I do too. We're planning to go up to New York City to watch Six, the musical. I want to go in blind. Like, I don't want to know any... Like, I know the premise of it, right? It's about Henry VIII's wives, and it's like their story in a singing competition style. So I'm like, all right. But I don't want to listen to the soundtrack. Like, Peyton and Delana memorize the soundtrack. They can scream it at the top of their lungs. And then my other friend Amber is going to be, like, there too. And I think Amber and I will be the ones, like, completely going in blind. And the other two are going to be screaming and singing. And Peyton will probably cry a little. So we'll just take that as it is. But I want to go to New York City to go to the Met, go to Central Park. I want to eat pizza. And
go to Shake Shack, the original.
I don't really need to go to Shake Shack. I think my tummy is like, no to Shake Shack. I think I want to just discover some cute little places there. And it seems like, the Harry Potter store. And I know Delana wants to go to the Nintendo store. So it's like, it's all the silly stuff we want to do. But
I love New York. And again, the subways, New York, are amazing. So convenient. I love the subways.
Really? You like the subways?
Yeah. I mean, taxis are fine too. They're just kind of dangerous to like flag them down. You have to be careful how you do it. And if you're close to somebody, like you're at a hotel and you come out and you're lucky to have like a, what do they call it? Like a doorman. Mm-hmm. Can you please help me catch a taxi? Can you?
I don't know if I want to do the whole taxi thing. I'll have to see because
it's probably easier to do an Uber because then they're definitely coming for you. But the taxis, you just have to I've only done it successfully a couple of times.
I just don't think I'm aggressive enough to do it. Like I can't whistle like really loud. I can't wave aggressively. Like that's just not in the cards for me, but I can try. I can certainly try. Lately I've been noticing Uber's been way more expensive than Lyft, so I've been using Lyft more.
I had my first experience with Lyft. I don't use it in Hawaii, but when I was in Vegas...
Did you not like it?
No, I thought it was incredible and crazy because I signed up for a ride and then I saw one driver was presented, this person's coming, and then like a few minutes later, they're like, oh, we found a closer driver, so now your driver is this person. So I'm like, wow, are these people driving super fast to try and win rides? Do they have to compete? Like it's a game. Oh, and when I went to Vegas this last time in April, I went to go see ACDC.
Are you serious?
My aunt called me and said my uncle was going to go because he knows the drummer guy. And I'm like, does that help me? No, it doesn't help me to get a ticket. And ACDC is my husband's favorite band of all time.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, okay, I guess we can go and get him a shirt or something. We'll just go. But then my son, I was with him and he's like, I'll just buy a ticket. And he bought us 2 tickets. And then the next thing I knew, we were going. And as far as I knew, that was a sold out concert. But StubHub, as it got closer and closer to the time that the concert was starting, the prices just kept dropping.
Oh, that's kind of nice, actually.
On StubHub. So that's a trick for StubHub and getting concert tickets last minute. Literally like 2 hours before the concert, we got tickets. I literally returned my car, got to the hotel, changed my clothes, and then we jumped into an Uber that took us to ACDC. But it was insane. It was at Allegiant Stadium, and the amount of Ubers and Lyfts, and they really do have a good setup for that. They just kind of all come in on one area. They all know where they're supposed to go. They're like, yeah, you're just going to walk this way. And then when we came out of that concert, it looked like it was 50,000 people standing and waiting for an Uber and Lyft. And I'm like, can we walk to a nearby hotel maybe and catch an Uber from one of the hotels? And the next one over, I think, is Mandalay Bay. And a lot of people had that same idea. And we just started all walking in a mass towards Mandalay Bay. And there was at one point where we were going up an escalator and there were also stairs. People were just walking upstairs. And I wish we had taken the stairs and not the escalator because people stopped at the top of the escalator. No. And then you can just imagine all the people behind me and me. I was just saying, oh no, oh no, oh no, as my body just got shoved into people and people were shoving behind me. And I'm like, why do people stop? You can't stop.
I don't understand why people stop on an escalator. It's really confusing. I'm like, what are you doing?
They stopped at the top of the escalator. Not like you're waiting there was no walking on the escalator. You could only just get on and go up. It was doors that people had to wait for the door to open because it's automatic doors. For some reason, the automatic door stopped, closed, and there was so many people just coming in that we all just started ramming into each other. And I'm like, please don't let anybody fall down. This is just terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's a mass of people, take the stairs.
Yeah, definitely.
Grip onto the side rails so that nobody can push you over and you have an escape. Don't be in the middle. Don't be in the middle in a mass of people. But we ended up walking. So apparently to walk all of the strip where all the main hotels are, it's only 4 miles. So I'm like, oh, that's not far. I'm used to walking 10, so that's easy. So my son and I just kept walking from hotel to hotel to hotel until we kept walking past the Uber Lyft people.
Yeah.
And at the first hotel, it was like, I swear it was over 1,000 people. And then we like, next hotel, next hotel. Now it's looking like maybe 800 people. And we just kept going. And we made it all the way down to the Park Hotel. And finally, there was nobody. And in fact, when we walked into the Park Hotel, a really nice guest just said, I have 2 free drink tickets, but I'm not going to use them. Would you like them? And I'm like, I really could use this drink right now. I just walked. I don't know how many miles out there. Through multiple hotels, checking out the Uber and Lyft situation at each of them. So I was like, yeah, take that. And then we went to got my Lyft, and then I saw we had one that was 15 minutes away. And I'm like, oh, that's great. I'm just going to sit here and relax because they had a really nice seating area at the Park Hotel. And then within 5 minutes, it said, oh, your driver is now this person. They'll be there in 2 minutes. And I was like, what?
Chug it.
This is crazy. So now I'm a big fan of Lyft. I feel like it's a action adventure game.
So you think Lyft is better than Uber, huh?
My experience with Lyft was amazing. The drivers were really fun. Uber was great too, though. I mean, I was really lucky to have really good experiences with all of them. But Uber I thought was really expensive.
Yeah, Uber is like definitely more expensive. I was a little surprised that like the other night I was looking and it was like $180 to come from the airport. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Because they have surge pricing.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they charge that after, which Uber did to me. Charged me after. Like they said it was going to be this one price. And I also did a Uber XL when I was, because I was with my parents. So we needed larger vehicles and we had so much luggage. Mm-hmm. I only needed it a couple of times just to and from the airport. The rest of the time, I did get a rental car from the hotel. Oh my God, that's the best. We were staying downtown and I booked it. I love Enterprise. I booked my rental car from Enterprise. No line. It was just me. And it was so easy. They're like, yeah, your car's parked out there whenever you feel like getting it. It's free parking. So we went to breakfast and then we went and picked up our car and then we went driving around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually really like renting a car and driving myself around. It's a lot more fun, I will say.
But driving your car to and from the airport, you know, when you have to pick up a car at the airport, you got to get on that shuttle, take the car rental shuttle to the car rental place. Mm-hmm. And then every time there's always a huge line. And even trying to get on the shuttle is always crazy busy. Travel adventure. So I would say it's worth it for the, you know, getting a ride, a share ride, whatever, to your hotel and then looking for the rental car in your hotel. Most hotels, they have one nearby. Or even Enterprise, they'll pick you up.
That is true. They will pick you up.
They will pick you up from another hotel. It doesn't matter. They're great.
That's so funny. You're so funny. You're like, they'll pick you up. You could just get a sponsorship from Enterprise, like right now.
I should, right?
Just from that.
Come on, Enterprise. Give me a call.
Come on, Enterprise.
I always rent my car from you.
I use Budget and Avis because they don't require me to go to the counter. They just let me walk straight out to my car and go. I've had a couple problems with some of their cars, but other than that, it's not been that bad. So,
except for the one that you rented here in Hawaii last time, it had cockroaches in it.
Oh, the Bronco with the cockroach, yes.
And you didn't tell me. We were like at our destination, and you said, "Oh, by the way, we've seen some cockroaches in here." And I went, "What? I'm trapped in this car with cockroaches."
You were fine. It was just a baby one. It's because people eat in the car, and then it's tropical.
It is tropical, but that's disgusting. I've never rented a car with, I'm gonna knock on wood, with bugs in it.
Oh my God.
Never. Enterprise doesn't rent cars with bugs in it. I hope not.
So, I mean, there's so much stuff that's been happening, but things are getting better. They're looking up. I have I've been meeting new people, like especially Disney people. Like I think I learned sort of the lesson with my last person that you should pick people who enjoy the same things you do.
Mm-hmm.
So I was watching a podcast the other day, and it was talking about friends. And, I always say, like, you're lucky if you can count, like, really good friends on one hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the very first thing that this gentleman said on his podcast was, one, you need somebody who is a truth teller. Somebody's going to call you out on your shit. Somebody's going to tell you look ugly in that outfit, take it off, like, redo. It's not to hurt your feelings by any means.
It's just honesty. Honesty to save you from yourself.
Yes. And I think a lot of people will label me as the truth teller, because I have had many of my closer friends, like, put on something, and I'm like, what are you wearing? Like, why are you doing that to yourself? It doesn't look right. And they're like, well, what should I wear? And I will help them pick out things. And they're like, oh, should have asked you first, right? So I think I'm a truth teller because I'm going to call you out on your shit. Now, if you did it to me, I wouldn't believe you. I would just be like, you're lying, whatever, blah, 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 So that's one. Then two, you need a confidant. Somebody you can tell anything to. They do not judge you for who you are or things that have happened to you. I think you fall into that category.
Okay, and the truth teller.
Yeah, you're a little bit nicer.
I'll say it nice, but I'll still be honest.
You'll be honest, but I think you're nicer. You won't actually tell somebody that you look like shit in that. I will. But in the categories of things, I would definitely put you in the confidant.
All right, well, what's the third one?
The third one is a ride or die. They'll break the law for you. They will literally go to town. They will go to battle with you, like, to battle, So I wouldn't put you in that category because you have family to take care of and all these other things. Plus, you're a matriarch of your family, so cannot do that. But I would be a ride or die, especially if it comes to somebody hurting somebody. I'm like, I got you, boo. Grab my brass knuckles. Let's go. I won't resort to the pew pew, but I would go with the brass knuckles, maybe some pepper spray. I don't know, something in there. But I have those three key people or peoples in my life, right? So I do have people I can tell anything to and they still won't judge me. I've got people who will tell me the truth, call me out on my shit, which is good. And then I have a few ride or dies, but I just always have to be mindful of, like, what's at risk for them when it comes to ride or die. Nobody with kids. Nobody with kids. Thoughtful. I'm not going to call them to ride or die with me unless it's like the end of days and their kids are taken care of. But I think it's important. So I've been, like, talking to people. Like, I met somebody who really likes Disney, has some shared interests there. I met another person, like, she works at a hotel, and, like, we were talking about Disney, and she was like, I just finished their college program. Let me tell you all the tea. And I was like, yes, please. So we spent an hour. I just stood at the front desk talking to her for an hour about Disney and the program and, like, how painful it can be. She said she was lucky that she was assigned to a hotel with air conditioning because some of the value hotels there, the lobby has no AC. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like,
especially in summer. Awful.
Yeah, summer. I was like, what do you mean? Like, I know that it's not ideal to work for Disney, but my goodness, would I be Stitch in a heartbeat. I will die in that suit. 626 date just passed.
When you came and we went to go hang out at Aulani Hotel, that was like the first time I've been on that property. And I was downstairs someplace random. I think I was walking to the bathroom in this one area, just kind of off the pool and going towards the hotel. And just behind my dad came Chip and Dale. And they tapped him on the shoulder. And then they looked at me and I felt like a child again. All of a sudden, it caught my heart and skipped a beat. My heart skipped a beat. Just almost brought a tear to my eye. I was like, oh my God, it's Chip and Dale.
They're so cute. And they're sassy, too. Like, my brother and his kids took a picture with Chip and Dale, and, like, Dale goes right in front of them during their little, like, family photo and, like, starts posing and doing weird stuff, like picking its nose and things. And I was just like, why are you this way, you deviant little thing?
Yeah, but, I walked past several other characters, and I didn't have that feeling. But Chip and Dale did it. They were the ones who...
They did it for you?
Made me feel like a kid again. They were magical.
I liked staying at Aulani. It's nice. It is not Disney. Like, if you're going to go for some sort of, like, magical experience like Disney, it's not that.
No.
It's completely different. And it's relaxing. I like the beach. I like the amenities. The rooms are perfectly sized. And
the pool was fun.
Yeah, and the staff was really nice. I'm a swag person. I love shampoo and everything, and I would ask for things. And
it was kind of fun. It was nice.
Yeah.
I really liked my shave ice. It was yummy. It was all super hot, though.
It was, the shave ice there in the shape of Mickey was really cute. I actually got an Aulani cup with Stitch on it. I'll show you real quick. I think it's so cute.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like when things say, where it's from, and it's like it becomes a memory.
Oh no, I scratched the cup. Run on his face. So dumb. Yeah, I like this cup. I would say it's not spill proof, but it's a good cup for traveling because I travel so much now.
We have been traveling so much. We need to do this again. We need to talk about more things. Maybe we should make notes, like I said I was going to do, and I didn't do it.
You in fact did not make notes.
I didn't because we said we were going to record tomorrow.
You know what? I forgot that. I forgot that we said we were going to record tomorrow, and then I ended up recording today.
Yeah, you're like, are you free now? I'm like, I will try. But you realize that after three headphones, I wasn't exactly ready. But it didn't take that long.
Yeah. No, it didn't take that long. Why don't you keep it up? I'll take some notes. We'll just continue on this conversation because there's so much more to talk about. It's not just the travel. It's everything else under the sun. I shaved Sky bald, basically. She's a big guinea pig, a pink-ass guinea pig somewhere. So we have lots to still talk about. So let's pause it now because we hit an hour.
No, do an out. Do an out,
and
we'll just come back sooner.
I don't want to do an out. Okay,
you have to do an out, and then we'll come back. So
all right.
We will record again sooner. Maybe tomorrow.
Well, we need more content. So let me close it out. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Mai&Tais at Sunset. I'm sorry it's been so long, but I know you guys have missed us, and there's so much more to talk about. Please check us out wherever you find your favorite podcasts, such as YouTube, Spotify. Where else? Where else are we going, Mai?
I have no idea, but find us on YouTube because we usually have pictures there.
Yeah, YouTube would be great for pictures. I highly suggest you guys checking out my picture with the big old turkey leg in front of Cinderella's castle because I think that's just amazing. But be sure to tune in. We're going to record another episode here soon. We have just way too much content to catch up on. It's been a year, so welcome back and take it away, Mai.
Thank you so much for finding us, for supporting us, and we're here again. We've never really went anywhere except around the world.
Right.
Until we meet again. Ahui ho.